Rick Perry spoke to Dana Loesch of The Blaze about foreign policy, and he's going to go after Obama here. Let's listen.
I wanted to get your thoughts on when the president, when he was at the G7 summit, this just earlier this week, and he's speaking to all of these international leaders, and he says, apparently in complete contradiction to what the Pentagon has said, that we do not have a strategy for ISIS. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I was stunned, first off, that he would say that publicly, and particularly in that group. But more importantly, I think this is a view into this president's mentality of the challenges that this country has. He has a hard time connecting the dots from time to time, of understanding when you see what happened in Libya, in Egypt, the way that Israel's been treated by this president. The lack of engagement to stop ISIS initially inside Syria with the funding of the Syrian rebels. And I frankly think we would have gotten rid of Assad at that particular point in time as well. But even later, as ISIS moved out of Syria into the northern part of Iraq, into that Kurdistan region, the funding and the delivery of lethal weapons to the Peshmerga, one of the great fighting forces of that region, they would have stopped ISIS at that particular point in time. So it's this lack of being able to really connect the dots. I think it's a lack of executive experience that this president has, as well as a philosophical void when it comes to understanding what it takes to keep America safe and to send the message to our allies that you can count on us, we'll be there, and to send a message to adversaries that when you cross a red line, there's going to be a price to pay. And
right.
Nobody believes there's a price to pay now. I think that's the reason ISIS is going forward. That's the reason Putin is standing there basically laughing at us as we have one lack of impact after another in the global world that we're living in.
He said Obama lacks executive experience to deal with foreign policy issues like this. And what fucking experience do you have to deal with foreign policy issues? Here's how many foreign policy issues you've dealt with. Donut. 0. Zip. Do these guys not realize that, if you're going to critique somebody and say, here's what's wrong with them, X, Y, and Z, that X, Y, and Z also shouldn't be an issue for you if you're going to critique somebody else by that standard? He said President Obama has a problem, quote, connecting the dots on foreign policy. This coming from the guy who said that the Turkish government is run by terrorists. He said this when he ran the last time around. Okay, Rick Perry literally did not even know that the Turkish government are our allies. He did not know that at the time. His advisors had to tell him afterwards, like, oh my God, why would you say that? Oh my God, you just took one of our top allies in the region and said they're terrorists and said that we shouldn't work with them anymore. When they are one of our top allies in the region, and we've been working with them for an incredibly long time. He doesn't know anything. And while he doesn't know anything, what's he saying about Obama? He's saying Obama doesn't know anything. Again, this is projection. Obama lacks executive experience on foreign policy, even though he's already been president for a pretty long time, and he has trouble connecting the dots. And what, you connect them well? Don't make me go back and break out, the recordings and the tape of you guys, you and all the other Republicans talking about how we got to go in after Assad, we got to go take him out. And then what happened a year later? You flip sides in the civil war and you say, actually, did I say that? No, we need to attack the people who are attacking Assad, the ISIS people, so we need to actually align ourselves with Assad. So he's like, I'm an expert, I know everything, I've been right all along. Except you haven't. You're a fucking chicken with his head cut off when talking about foreign policy issues. But the most important fact here, they're acting like, President Obama, he's so weak, letting everybody get away with everything, and that's a problem. He doesn't even have an ISIS strategy, goddammit. Really? Well then, what's this? Let's see here. Oh, the U.S. has done over 6,000 airstrikes, costing more than $2 billion, and they've killed 8,500 ISIS militants with airstrikes. So how do they not have a strategy? He has a clear strategy. And by the way, I don't even necessarily agree with it. I've said time and time again, I wish that the international coalition would lead the way more and the U.S. could finally sit out a fucking conflict. So I'm not even on this page. But what's clear is President Obama is on this page. It's like when Fox News had that ridiculous talking point, which they still use from time to time, when they say Obama's tougher on Fox News than he is on ISIS. They said that a bunch of times. Meanwhile, that was already when the fucking bombing campaign was underway. Hey, you jackasses. Did President Obama bomb Neil Cavuto's summer house? Did President Obama try to do a sniper attack on Greta Van Susteren? No, right? So shut the fuck up. How many bombs does he have to drop? How many ISIS militants does he have to kill? How many airstrikes does he have to do before you say, okay, I see that he has a strategy, and I see that he's actually pretty hawkish on this issue. Again, to increase my vulnerability, I wish he wasn't. I wish we had the international community step up more. But President Obama is leading the way with airstrikes, as you jackasses claim. Well, he doesn't have an ISIS strategy. So now I'm going to attack him for that, even though he clearly has an ISIS strategy.